blessed to be a resident of the lake my whole life, and during that time, I have watched Cedar campus communities. Two things have gone on. One, they've done a great job helping people in elderly and skilled nursing, including both of my grandparents. And so they've been a great asset to the community. There also, though, has been another part of this that I've tracked in my life, which has been a consistent expansion of Cedar communities to the point where the differential between what Cedar Communities is today versus, how many of you are familiar with Lake Lawn Lodge down in Lake Delavan? Yep. Okay, Cedar Communities, when my grandfather and grandmother were there, was really a nursing facility where people went when it really got rough for them in life and they needed help and relatives could not take care of them. Cedar Communities has since expanded into where it is really now more of an adult lifestyle community with single-family homes and residences. And this proposal is just a continuation of that on a very, very significant level. And I think people need to look at this and say that, as we look at the lake, one of the things that I and my family have been blessed with is a lot of people in this room and people before them who work so hard to protect the quality of this watershed and this lake. And whether it's been PRD, the Conservancy, they've done an incredible job. And so when I found out about this about 2 weeks ago, I sort of went to DEFCON 5 and I said, my God, what the heck's going on? They want to put in potentially, the first plan was like 100 homes into there. And I go back to points in time in the past when Cedar Communities has applied for, first of all, Cedar Communities, it's Roger, is it zoned, what is the zoning? It's not institutional. It's, everything they do there is by conditional use permit granted by the town board. And the files show, because I looked into a lot of this over the last week, that there were multiple times over the last 40 years where Cedar Communities came to the town board and said, we want to expand. And they needed the town board's approval. And there was a big fire up at every one of those times where people said, first of all, okay, they do a great job, but they don't pay taxes. They're into the aquifer, they've got the lakefront. This someday could be a Lake Lawn Lodge resort with a marina. I'm serious, and this was discussed. And I remember my father, I learned some 4-letter words when I was a kid, where Reverend Reish, who founded the home and ran the home, there were some words thrown around by he and his friends at the time at these different expansions, because each time they were done, Cedar Communities would say, this is it, if you just give us this one expansion, we will be done, and we just need this economically to do this. But just give us this one and we're done, that's it. We realize we're in an environmentally sensitive area. We realize we're right up along the lake with this acreage. And what happens is 5-10 years pass and they're back at the well again on this stuff. And so when I heard about this one and I looked at it and I looked at the docks that have now been put into the boat slips that have gone in at Cedar Lake along the shoreline here in the last couple of weeks, all I'm thinking of is Cedar Communities marketing very nice senior residential living homes with lake access, piers, boats. And you think to yourself, okay, well, what's the boat usage going to be? Maybe it'll be the pontoon boat or two that will take residents around for tours on the lake, how it's been. Well, to do that, you don't need a full deck marina to be able to handle that type of thing. And I have these visions of marketing a community where people would say, you know, mom and dad need a place to go. This is a great place for them to live. It's a little expensive because I've got to buy in a pretty big initiation fee to get one of these homes. But hey, let's chip in because I've got a wake boat. And the kids and I love to use the lake for wake boating. We can be there. So I'm raising these type of concerns because I'm trying to look at the chessboard many moves down the road. And I would not want everybody here to suddenly find out that you see at Cedar Communities 200-300 residential homes, a marina with 96 slips on it, and everybody in this room says the character of our lake and our ecosystem has completely changed, and we didn't do anything about it. And I think that when you look back at all of this, now is the time where it really is critical for people to step up and say, hey, this is enough. We've expanded to where we allow them, and everything else is going to be, I think, more detrimental. Last piece, to be able to get these homes and all this stuff built, they're going to need to borrow a lot of money. The organization right now, my understanding from what I've read, is they're having some financial difficulty. If Cedar Communities were to default on their loan for all this project, the lender who comes in, takes over the property via foreclosure, could theoretically say, can't make it as a senior home here, we're gonna turn it into a resort. They level the main buildings, put up some condos, put up a restaurant. Again, all of a sudden, you're there. And so, I'm at my 4 minutes, I'm done. Thank you.